Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me for one of my Weekly Deals Wonder Projects. Today we're going to be making this card, and the product that I'm going to be featuring that is one of our weekly deals that started today is our Venetian crochet trim. So this is a really nice, delicate lace type trim, and it's on sale this week. So it's on sale for $5.25, and let's see, you get should have looked at this before. Where does it say? Oh, you get approximately 5 yards in this spool. So what I did is I used it to make this fun little bow to attach to this balloon. And this is using some new product from our Occasions catalog. It's the Balloon Celebration stamp set. So this is photopolymer. Like I said, you can find this in our Occasions catalog. And then I'm using the coordinating balloon bouquet punch. So it's great. It has the two different sizes that match perfectly with the balloons that come in the stamp set. And you can find that on page 12 and 13 of our annual catalog, and it's a great thing because there's a bundle. So what you do is if you purchase the stamp set and the balloon bouquet punch together, you save 15%. So that's a nice little perk that we have in here, and this is just one of the few bundles that are in the Occasions catalog. So if you ever, just a little tip that if you're seeing something that has framelits or punches, always make sure to see that there's a bundle, because you don't want to buy them separately and not take advantage of that 15% off. So the other thing that I'm going to be using is our Botanical Gardens Designer Vellum Stack. Now this is a free item that you can choose from in our celebration catalog. So this is a free item when you spend $50 or more. You're able to pick out one free item for every $50. I guess that's what I meant to say. So we're going to be using that, and I want to tell you that I did make this before. I always kind of like to experiment, and I heat embossed on the vellum, and I got some warping. So I did a little bit of research on YouTube, and we're going to see if what I learned does the trick. So I'm going to kind of do a little experiment while I'm making the card, and we both can learn something. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing that I have done is I have made my own note card size card in the Soft Sky cardstock. I really like this size. This is probably my favorite size, just because sometimes I just really don't have a whole lot to say. And when you make the A2 size card, it's just so big, and I feel like I've got to say more than what I really want to. So this is just perfect. It lets me jot a really quick note, just a few lines, exactly what I want to say. And I just like the size. It's not too big, it's not too small. So we're going to be creating that. And how I made that size is I cut the cardstock 7 inches by 5 inches, and then I've scored it at 3.5. So when it's folded, it's a 3.5 by 5 card. So you'll just match up the edges and take your bone folder just to give that where you made your score mark a good crease. And so that's how we're going to do that. Now what I did for the vellum is I'm using the, it's actually flowers. I thought it was stars. When I first picked it up, I was like, oh, that's perfect. But it's actually, well, it's flowers, but I'm going to call it stars. It can go either way. So we're going to be attaching it to the front of the card like that. But before we do anything, we're going to heat emboss on this. And so the little bit of research that I did, because like I said, my paper warped, I saw where you should heat emboss it from behind. So I'm not really sure if that's necessary, but I think the biggest tip was, let me get a little bit more, is once I'm done is to kind of roll it to make sure that it doesn't warp. Now I have the Stampin' Up! Heat tool, and the nice thing about this heat tool is that there's 2 settings. So you want to use the lower setting for vellum because you don't want to burn the powder. So I'm going to bring it over here, and let's see how we do. Okay. Okay, so I'm just rolling it. This definitely helps. So once you're done, with using the lower setting, it does take a little bit longer to emboss just because it's just not at such a high heat. So once you're done, just while it's still warm, just manipulate the paper. You can kind of see I'm taking my fingers and kind of rolling the vellum, and this will definitely lay a lot nicer on my cardstock. Whoops. So it's still a little warped. If that really bothers you and you have the time, you know, you can always like press it like you do like flowers back in the day. I don't even know if they do pressed flowers anymore. So I'm going to try that and see how that works. Okay, so I've got my vellum here, and I'm just going to stack these on here. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. So while we're waiting for that to flatten out a little bit, we'll go ahead and do our stamping. So what I am using is the solid image of the large balloon, and then the accent piece with all these little fun little dots. So just get out a scrap piece of Whisper White, and I am going to be using Melon Mambo, and I'm going to be using the same color twice. I'm going to stamp off once with the solid image. The background image, you want it to be lighter than the detail piece. So I'm going to stamp off once, and actually I'm going to get my foam pad. See if I can get a good image. Stamp right there. Okay. And now I'm going to come in with the accent piece and just go ahead and ink that up in Melon Mambo again. And this one I am not going to stamp off because I want it to be a stronger, brighter color. So I'm just going to come down here. Next, what you're going to do is get out your balloon bouquet punch and just slide this in and line it up. Punch it out. And it is designed to have that white outline, so you know, don't think that your punch is not correct. So it does leave that white border. Okay, so let's bring our card back in. Okay, and let me grab that piece of vellum. Okay, and that definitely helped. Okay, now with vellum, you want to be real conspicuous with where you are putting your adhesive, just because for the most part, adhesive does show behind vellum. So what I'm going to do is, before I put it on here, I'm going to go ahead and attach the balloon to the vellum, and I'm going to use dimensionals to pop that up. And while I'm doing this, I want to make sure that I remind everyone about my Mystery Hostess Code giveaway. I can't believe it's the last week of January. So on January 31st, that's when the giveaway will conclude. And I will be drawing a winner on February 1st and announcing it on February 1st. So what I do is I'll just randomly draw from everyone who has shopped in my online store. And how that works is for every $25 that you spend in my online store, you get one entry. So you want to make sure that you use the attached hostess code, and I'll put the information. It will be on my blog as well as on the video notes for this video. But then your name goes into the drawing. And so like I said, I'm going to randomly draw the winner, and you will receive all of these Hostess Stampin' rewards. And let me just say that whoever wins is going to be extremely happy. Y'all have done a wonderful job this month. Thank you so much. So like I said, I'll attach all that information, and the contest goes through January 31st. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just make a bow, and I am just going to cut off some of the Venetian trim. Like I said, this is our Venetian crochet trim, I should say. So just make a bow, and we don't want it to be really that big. So, and you can kind of roll it. And like last week, I'm going to be giving away all of the consumables to win this project. So when I say consumables, I'm just talking about paper. It's not the stamp set, it's not the punch. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. So it's just going to be the papers. And that bow did not work out. Let's try this again. Y'all like seeing my bloopers, so I'm not going to edit that out. Y'all like to know that I'm human just like you, so I'm going to leave that in. Normally I would edit that out just for time purposes, not to make y'all think that I'm perfect. It's mostly for time. So we're going to try this again. So anyway, so if you comment below, I will pick a winner, and you will win all of the paper consumables to make this card. So just go on over to my blog. You can comment there, and you can also comment on this video. Okay, how about that? See, y'all, I make mistakes. It takes me a few times just like y'all. That's the magic of video, is I can edit things out and y'all don't see all the mistakes and all the curse words I say as I'm making this stuff. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's grab our glue dots, and it should just be one that you need. So I'm just going to put it right above the little balloon tab down there. We want that to kind of show. There we go. So it's going to look like that, and then we're going to just cut off the tails. I'll cut this down just a little bit more. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use glue dots, and I'm going to hide my adhesive, the majority of my adhesive, behind the balloon. And then I'm going to roll up some glue dots and put it behind some of the larger stars, or larger flowers I should say. See, I still think it's stars. And just put those in the corner. This is a little bit thicker vellum. It's nice. Our vellum is a cardstock vellum, so that makes it nice. So with it being thicker, it doesn't show the adhesive as easily as some of the other vellums that you may find on the market that are really thin. So I'm just rolling them up, and I'm on the back side, I'm just looking for those larger flowers and just putting my my glue dots behind there, and then hopefully this should keep it secure on the card. I'm just going to put them on the four corners just for time purposes. But you know, you can go in and put them in more places if once we put this down, if you feel like there's some places that aren't as secure. But like I said, just for video purposes, I'm just going to do on all 4 corners. But if I was sending this to somebody, I would put more glue dots on there. And let's see, I think that one should be good. Okay, so now we can bring our card in. And this is just going to go right on top of the card base. And there we go. So you can see there's a little bit of gapping right there and on this side. So like I said, if I was sending this out, I would have put more glue dots to eliminate that gapping. But rolling the rolling the vellum after heat embossing definitely helped. I got a much better result than the first time around. All right, so there's today's project. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't noticed the Balloon Celebration stamp set and the bouquet punch in our Occasions catalog, check it out. It's a really, really fun bundle. And like I said, you know, make sure that you check out that bundle price so that you can get that 15% off discount. And, you know, if you get these 2 items and some cardstock and the Venetian trim, you would be right there at $50 to earn that free celebration item of the Botanicals vellum. All right, guys, if you have any questions over anything that I showed today, be sure to comment below. Also, you know, comment below for the giveaway. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends. I greatly appreciate that. Head on over to istampin.com and you can subscribe there as well. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.